In this super quick After Effects tutorial, we will learn how to make this nice looking animated cartoon text effect. And as you can see, we get like this drawing kind of effect and these moving edges. And this one is super simple to make. So let's just go right into it. So let's make a new composition and just hit OK. And first of all, let's make a bright background, like something really red or blue or yellow or greenish. But yeah. Now let's focus on the text, so right click in here and go to text, and let's just put in cartoon again for this example. Oh, and by default my settings are a bit wide, so let's just put 0 in here, but that should be the case for you. And then let's just scale it up to whatever we like, and then let's also align it, so we can just go to the align settings right here and align it horizontally and vertically. And if you can't see this window, just make sure it's checked within the window settings here. And yeah, that's great. Let's also add some kind of outline to this text, so we can open up the character settings and click on this one, the lower right one in here. And if we double click it, we can just give it some outline color. And let's just go with a really dark gray one. And yeah, maybe you can't see this one really. So let's open up the text effect here, down here, and let's go to animate. And let's animate the stroke brightness here. And here we can just put in a higher value. So yeah, something like that should work fine. And yeah, let's just leave it like that. And yeah, that's just a nice looking text, but it doesn't have any effects on it. So let's change this. And we will start by applying the rough and edges effect. And this will be, as you can see, this will play with the edges of this whole text a bit and make them a bit looking like they have been drawn. And this is great, but it's not animated and it looks a bit weird. So let's change a few settings in here. And there are mainly two settings that we can play with, which is for one, the border setting. So if we increase this, we can see it will be a bit stronger. So that's good, but I think this is too small or too detailed, so let's also increase the scale to something like 200. And if we then hit OK, we can see this is more cool looking, or maybe we even want something like 250, whatever you like. And this is great, but it's still not moving. And to change that, we can easily just animate the evolution. So we can go to the beginning of our animation, so make sure that this thing here is fully on the left. And just put in a keyframe, so just click this thing here until it turns blue, and then we can go to the end and just play with this wheel. So just bring this up, and depending on how far you increase this, it will be more strong or actually more speedy then. So if you play this now, we could see, this is quite slow, but I think that looks cool already. But if you want it to be faster, you can just put in a higher value in here. So let's just play with that. But yeah, that's super cool. I think this is already a solid result, but we also wanted to have some kind of texture or be a bit more cartoony. So as you can see, if we zoom in here, you have these it looks like it has been painted or whatever, which is quite cool, especially if you're zoomed out and not that zoomed in. But yeah, let's do this real quick. And this one is super simple as well. We just need to add the brush strokes effect, which you can find under stylize, and just apply this as well. And by default, this is quite strong, but maybe you already like it. But I think, we may play with a few settings in here, but this is completely optional. So just do whatever you like. But yeah, here we can, for example, play with the blend with original setting. So maybe if we increase this to like 50%, we can see this is just not that strong, and I think this is great. But you can also put 25% and it's stronger, or just leave it 0. But that's completely up to you. I think I like 50%, so it's just a bit more subtle and not that super strong. But I think the rest of the settings we could just leave like that. But if you want, you can play with these things too. So these are basically a few modes. So you may notice slight differences, but I think, the normal setting is enough. But maybe paint on black also looks cool, because then you have some of these things in here. But yeah, that's completely up to you. And I think this already looks super cool, and we could just leave it like that. Now it's like a little bit animated. It has some texture going on, but if we want, we could also add a drop shadow, which will just broaden this look up a bit. And as you can see, we can just increase the distance a bit so it will stick out more. And I think now we have a super cool result. And yeah, that's it already. I hope you enjoyed this one, and see you next time.